The approach taken with these teachings is with the idea of triangulation, that is, understanding a profound spiritual concept from multiple perspectives and intuitions, teachings of different traditions, finding in that synthesis a capacity to grasp at a deeper level the power of these ideas, of these truths. We begin with this idea of the acquired self, which you will hear about in the reading. It is known in various teachings with different names. For instance, in the teachings of the Fourth Way, presented by Gurdjieff, it is called false personality. In the teachings of Alfred Graf Durkheim, it is called the little self. In the teachings of Christ, it is called the old man. In other modern expressions, it is known as ego, built of illusions, projections, imitations, imagination. But acquired self is a good term to use in pulling together all these different perspectives. And through our objective self-awareness, we can see for ourselves and find our own understanding of what these terms, in their variety, seek to point to. Carl Jung speaks of the fact that by age 7, children have already developed this external personality, which is different from their essence. It is the way we deal with the outer world, the bridge to our social interaction. And by definition, it is filtered, it is not real. It can be harmless in its essential purpose, but it is still a step away from our essential being and from our true self. And as time goes on, it becomes more and more artificial. In order to function in life, to fit in, to deal with our wounds, to protect ourselves, to play out our fantasies of who we want to be, all these things that take us further and further away from the true self, the real I, the image of God within, or as it is called in this book, the genuine self. So you can see there is this great variety of vocabulary to speak about the same thing. Often this can be confusing if we compartmentalize the different teachings. But in the case of applying triangulation to an idea, it can fill out our sense of what is meant here, our understanding of these foundational spiritual truths about the human condition. A quote by Henry Amiel: "Nothing is more hidden from us than the illusion which lives with us day by day. And our greatest illusion is to believe that we are what we think ourselves to be." Do you realize that you are not you? Who you presently think and feel you are is not your genuine self. It's actually an acquired sense of self that goes by your name. Say your name, that is the name given to your acquired self. The development of your acquired self has been evolving and growing in you since birth. The acquired self is a transitory psychological matrix, a pseudo-personality, consisting of all the discordant and erroneous thoughts and feelings you have acquired since birth, that are presently stored in your memory. It is a parasitic counterfeit self, composed of thoughts and feelings, emotions, which you have mistakenly identified with and tragically presumed was you. Most likely you are totally unaware that there is a genuine self patiently waiting to be rediscovered and reunited with. Needlessly, countless generations of unobservant, bewildered human beings have unknowingly been substituting a spurious, acquired self, a pseudo-personality, for the genuine self. As a result, at the present time, there is little space available in human consciousness for the genuine self to be known and experienced. The acquired self has almost totally usurped the rightful place and authority of the genuine self. The genuine self is the actual ground and invisible source of your being, the truth of who you are in reality. The sole purpose of this book is to help you in a process of remembering, which will culminate in your eventual conscious reunion with your genuine self. At the present time, your conscious awareness of the existence of your genuine self remains hidden behind a mental and emotional veil that is solely maintained by your mistaken and inherent belief in the verity of the acquired self by your name. The process of reuniting with your genuine self is one of simple subtraction. As the veil created by your deeply ingrained and inherent belief in the acquired self is gradually dissolved, subtracted, a void is created in consciousness. Thus, space is made available in consciousness for the gradual revelation and conscious experience of the genuine self. The acquired self, sensing its looming dissolution, will attempt to fill in these voids as soon as they are created. Failure to allow these voids to be filled in naturally will result in the acquired self merely reconfiguring itself. The acquired self is fully capable of instantly assuming any persona as long as it ensures its continued survival. In order to make space and consciousness for the experience of the new, we must first cast out the old. Again, it is a process of subtraction. The addition phase of the process takes place automatically. At this critical transition point where the old self, the acquired self, is being cast out, and space is being made in consciousness for the new, the revelation of your genuine self, there is the necessity to completely trust the process as it naturally unfolds. You must learn to hold steady and be still as the whole process works itself out inside you. Being still simply means to relax, take a few deep breaths, and deliberately collect yourself. The acquired self, sensing its demise, will do everything within its power to get you to violate the process and allow it to reconfigure itself. This scenario will repeat itself over and over again inside of you until the acquired self is finally deposed and forever banished from your inner kingdom, your ever-present state of consciousness. It is truly a contest of epic proportions. In the beginning, some contests will be won and some will be lost. Don't be discouraged. Feelings of discouragement are just another sly attempt by the acquired self to give you a reason to abandon your noble quest. Moreover, it is only the acquired self that is keeping score, sensing its looming dissolution. As long as you conscientiously follow instruction and earnestly persevere regardless of circumstance, there is nothing that the acquired self can do to prevent its inevitable dissolution. Your victorious reunion with your genuine self. From George Gurdjieff. The first reason for man's inner slavery is his ignorance, and above all his ignorance of himself. Without self-knowledge, without understanding the working and functions of his machine, man cannot be free, he cannot govern himself, and he will always remain a slave, and the plaything of the forces acting upon him.